Hey guys, welcome to another ARMA 2 video. In this one I'm going to be showcasing the typical AI mod mix in addition to something called bCombat. Now bCombat is in ARMA 3, but it seems to work well in this. And again, I'm using Chris B's heavily influenced magic AI mix. It includes SLX, Juice, in addition to GeO4. GeO4 is deactivated in ARMA, but the files are in there. The only thing that we are running is the sound files. And just to explain a little bit about what it does, GeO4 includes the ricochet and the bullet snaps and cracks when bullets are landing close to. And that's very important to know if you're being shot at. So I'm going to pull up my little SOFLAM here and just show you what the enemy AI are doing. bCombat, okay, so Chris B's original mod did a lot to improve, but still had some issues. And actually took out ASR because it had some helicopter issues. As you can see, everybody's shooting, which is good. That's what should happen in combat. These guys are going behind concealment, and they are firing and maneuvering, as you can tell. I tested this out with vanilla ARMA, and pretty much the entire enemy squad would stay in this position. A lot of them would stand up, or crouch, or going prone at random intervals. There was a guy on the VI forums that said vanilla ARMA AI would pretty much stand up, crouch, and fall at just random intervals. Like they had no awareness of bullets in relation to them. Okay, and that was pretty much true. If you watch an AI, whether friendly or enemy in vanilla, they would just crouch and go prone at just random intervals. There was no kind of rhyme or reason to it. They were just always in evasive stances. So with bCombat, I think it really enhances the experience here. You can see the firing and maneuvering, and there's not a whole lot of concealment. Excuse me, there's not a whole lot of cover, actually, or concealment here. You can see these guys, they're actually crawling, okay? I'm going to name off a few mods. I'll go one by one, okay? So, TP-CAS, that's the suppression system. What it does is it detects the number of rounds in close proximity to the AI, and it will force them to kneel or go prone, depending on the volume of fire that they're receiving. TP line of sight, what it enables you to do is the AI to actually have a realistic line of sight. So in vanilla ARMA, sometimes you can be fairly close within the line of sight of the enemy and they would not see you because they would just not be looking. But LOS, TP LOS, what it does is it actually enables them to see you at realistic distances. And then bCombat is sort of like a GeO4 thing. If you remember, GeO4 would kind of mess up a lot of the scripting, mission scripting, and so we deactivated that for that reason. I'll try to flank these guys on the left here. So what bCombat does, it does a whole lot. It enables again, guys to respond to suppression. It has a active bullet detection system where the enemy AI actually know where the bullets are landing around them, so they can react to that. And it forces them to fire and move. It forces them to crouch and go prone. And it seems like this combination of mods is just it creates a really realistic experience. I had a great firefight earlier. You see, there's a lot of rounds going off, and I'm going to attempt to do just a slight flank on these guys. Now they're pretty suppressed right now, and they're crawling around and everything because we've established superior firepower thanks to our machine gunner and the friendly AI, because they are SEALs. They are more accurate than the enemy is, so they are establishing superior firepower and kind of dominating the situation here. At this point, the enemy are, most of them are KIA, but some of them are still moving around. As you can see, this guy right here. And somebody just lobbed a grenade there. That's awesome. That guy's firing. So one of the things bCombat does as well is they will, it forces them to respond to fire. So if they're taking fire, they're going to respond with fire in a general direction that they think that the enemy is. And so all these guys are completely prone, as you can see, and they're completely suppressed. They're probably just freaking out right now because there's nowhere to go, and they're just combat ineffective at this point. And right now our flanking team is just kind of mopping up, just to show you what it looks like. So here's my base of fire here with my AT guy, my machine gunner, and as well as an AT guy, and they've just laid down a bunch of cover fire. And I took this team to flank around. You can see there's still some stragglers here as well. So I'll tell machine gunner and his teammate to move up as we cover them. Hopefully they can get some eyes on. All in all, this has been a really great experience, and I'll switch over to the sniper sniper missions to just kind of demonstrate what that looks like. Alright, so here we are in the sniper mission, and I'll try to demonstrate how the AI react under fire in this one. First off, I'll tell my guy to hold fire. And I know Crispy was addressing an issue with GO4. I guess he's not having issues with it, and some other guys aren't. For some reason, I don't know if it's Ace interacting with GO4 or some other weird mod that we have that's causing the hold fire command not to work. So anyway, GO4 is deactivated because of the mission scripting stuff, and because you know, they frequently divert from the mission. And again, ASR, I had helicopter pilots, instead of transporting you to said location, they would just you know, start aggressively attacking the enemy instead of transporting. So that was a no-go. Hit on that guy. All right. So let's see if we can take out one of these guys. And you should see them immediately go in the crouching position, which they do, and they're already trying to take cover positions. There are some weird issues on this base where people can go kind of through doors sometimes. I've had that issue not just with this mix, but almost every single mix where they're able to go through that. I don't know what that's about. It could just be a building error where there's an entry there. But you can see these guys, for the most part. Oh, there he's back. That's awesome. He's in a crouch position. That's great. If you remember the default AI right now, they would be just kind of running all over the place. These guys are hunkered down. These guys are behind concealment. This guy's kind of looking around. You know, they do go into buildings. I think that's one of the things that bCombat does, is it allows them to enter buildings and take cover inside of buildings. So this is exactly what you should see in a sniper situation. You really shouldn't see anybody walking around too much. You know, everybody should be hunkered down behind cover and behind concealment. Yeah, everybody's gone. Typically by now I have, I don't know, within a couple minutes I can get maybe 10 kills, because the AI are just kind of out in the open running around. And if you remember, they would just charge down the hill, do things like that. But these guys are behind some solid cover inside of buildings. Okay. Let's see, I'll take another shot here. Oh, good job, man. Machine gunner actually is primary target. Okay, so he's dead. Hit. Alright. And I think that I'll tell my guy to open fire at this point. That truck's still driving around. It's interesting, that truck actually, as they were taking effective fire, they'll actually, he kind of hides behind that building there, which is something completely new. I've never seen that before. And I've been modding, so this is the backstory. I've been trying to mod or excuse me, testing mods, AI mods for ARMA for about 2 years now, and I've just never really been happy with the results. But you know, this is probably the best that I've seen so far in a mix. Everything's pretty quiet, and this is exactly what you want to see. You want to see everybody gone, which is what should happen. So, all in all, I think it's working out pretty good. Along with the bCombat, which I think is the primary thing that's really improving the AI capability, is also Zeus and some remnants of SLX, including suppression mods. And again, this guy ran down the hill, but he's actually firing at us. He's actually behind some good concealment there. So we're running Zeus, SLX, and different mix. So if you want to check out this mod mix and just test it out for yourself, I don't know if there are any bugs in it. I haven't tested it extensively or anything, but like I said, the enemy AI, they're reacting to fire. They do fire and maneuver. They do suppress enemy and the friendly AI. And all in all, it seems like it's a great mix. So it's getting closer and closer to ARMA. At this point, this might be the best that I'll be able to get it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave any feedback in the comments. I'd be curious to know what you guys think. All right, Burner out. See you guys next time.